The warmth of Liam's embrace faded as Alice stepped into her and Eric's house. The vibrant colors of Hawaii were replaced by the muted tones of their shared life. The air felt heavy, charged with unspoken tension. She placed her bag on the floor, a sense of dread settling over her. "Eric?" she called out, her voice echoing through the empty rooms. He emerged from the living room, his face etched with suspicion. "You're back," he said, his voice flat. "Yes," Alice replied, her heart pounding in her chest. I had a good time." "I'm sure you did," Eric said, his eyes narrowing. "A little too good, considering you were supposed to be in Memphis visiting your mom." Alice's breath caught in her throat. The lie, so carefully constructed, had crumbled. "Eric, don't even—" Eric snapped, his voice hard. "I know about him." Alice's breath caught in her throat. "Know about who?" "Liam," Eric said, his voice dripping with venom. "You're rich, pretty boy lover." Alice's hand flew to her mouth, her eyes wide with shock. How did you find out?" "Your phone," Eric said, his voice cold. He called. I answered. The scene flashed before Alice's eyes. Liam's laughter, the feel of his skin against hers, the whispered promises under the Hawaiian moon. Now it was all tainted, exposed, and vulnerable. I can explain," Alice stammered, her voice trembling. "Explain what?" Eric scoffed. "How you lied to my face, told me you were going to see your mother, and instead went off to Hawaii with him. How you've been sleeping with him behind my back. How you've been lying to me for months." "It's not like that," Alice pleaded, her eyes filling with tears. "It's complicated." "Complicated?" Eric roared, his face contorted with rage. "You think this is complicated? You've been cheating on me, Alice." "Cheating? And you lied to me about where you were going." "I know," Alice whispered, her voice barely audible. "And I'm sorry. Sorry isn't going to fix this, Alice. Sorry isn't going to erase what you've done, especially the lie." "I know that," Alice said, her voice stronger now. "But I can't pretend anymore, Eric. I can't pretend that we're happy, that we're in love, because we're not. We haven't been for a long time." "So this is it?" Eric said, his voice low and dangerous. "You're just going to walk away? After everything we've been through?" "I don't want to hurt you, Eric," Alice said, her voice filled with genuine remorse. "But I can't live a lie anymore. I need to be honest, to be true to myself." "And what about me?" Eric demanded, his voice rising again. "What about my feelings? Don't they matter?" "Of course they do," Alice said, her voice soft. "But I can't sacrifice my happiness for yours, Eric. It's not fair to either of us." "So you're choosing him?" Eric asked, his voice laced with bitterness. "That's it. I'm choosing myself," Alice said, her voice firm. "I'm choosing a life where I can be happy, where I can be loved." Eric stared at her, his eyes filled with a mixture of rage and hurt. He turned away, his shoulders slumped. "Get out," he said, his voice barely a whisper. Alice hesitated, her heart aching for the man she once loved. But she knew she couldn't stay. She picked up her bag and walked toward the door, leaving Eric standing alone in the empty house. "Alice, please." Eric's voice cracked, a raw, desperate sound that stopped her in her tracks. He turned, his eyes pleading, tears glistening in the harsh light of the hallway. "Don't go. Please, don't leave me." Alice turned back, her own tears blurring her vision. "Eric, We can work this out," he begged, his voice trembling. "We have to. We have faith." The mention of their daughter, a little girl with Alice's honey-colored skin and Eric's bright eyes, pierced her heart. Faith, their shared responsibility, their fragile bond, only 18 months old. "Eric," Alice whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "I know I messed up," Eric said, his voice thick with remorse. "I know I haven't been the husband you deserve. I've made mistakes too, Alice. I've been unfaithful. But I want to change. I need you. I need faith. Please, just give me another chance." The revelation of Eric's own infidelity, a mirror of her own betrayal, hung heavy in the air. The hypocrisy of his rage, the desperation in his plea, created a whirlwind of conflicting emotions within Alice. I don't know, Eric, she said, her voice trembling. I don't know if I can. Please, Alice, he begged, his voice a broken whisper. For Faith. For us. We can go to counseling. We can rebuild. Just please, don't give up on us.